Hello guys, welcome back. So let's move on to the mouse. Okay, so there's one problem we're having here, which is when we open the jaw, you can see already that this portion is not falling. Now that's reasonable because the weighting are distributed to those joints, right? So the jaw joint does not have that control anymore. So that will be more visible when we create the lip ribbon. So we do have to create a bunch of blend shapes to fix that, to make them follow. Okay, so let's start with a edge. Here I'm gonna double click to select those guys and deselect the bottom ones. Okay, also not including this one. And also for future reference, any character modeler, right? Make sure that your model have two lines going towards the corner. That way it's easier to distribute the weighting. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna go for a modify, convert polygon edge to curve. Delete the history, do a center pivot, drag it in, Control D to drag it out. If you know what I'm doing, you can just do it. It's just gonna be a ribbon, right? So I'm gonna go for my modeling toolkit, and then I'm gonna go change the, close that and go for create ribbon parts, and let's see how many joints do we have. Oh, actually we need to go loft it first, right? And then delete those two curves. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And I'm gonna create 5 controllers, and ribbon namebase will be upper lip, and don't need to keep the curve, use NURBS, and parent to hierarchy. Hierarchy will be the head joint. So let's go ahead and check that. All right, then back here to the ribbon, we can just, make sure that we use Saphir 0.3 as the radius, use connect. If you don't use connect, the follow skin will create a infinite cycle, so that's not very good. So use connect, that's a requirement, and then create controller. Okay, all right. So now we have the ribbon. I think I'm not showing the NURBS, or am I? Oh, you know what? I shouldn't do create controllers. I should do create ribbon. Sorry about that. Okay, now we have our ribbon created, and we have a bunch of joints, and they're parented to the head. Okay, we can go grab these guys. And then the skin. We do rigging, skin, added influence, and add influence, right? Very straightforward. Same thing goes to the bottom. So we just grab the other half, but also not including this segment. Otherwise we'll have two joints exactly on top of each other, right? You don't want that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So also when you're modeling, if you can, right, make sure that you have the same poly count going from top to the bottom and from bottom to the top, right? The upper and lower lip have the same amount of polygon, and also they're really close to each other. So that way the geometry is more uniform and easier to do the weighting. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again. The only thing that is different is the naming will be lower ribbon or lower lip, and actually I'm a little bit ahead of myself. So I need to convert the polygon edge to curve. Alt Shift D, center pivot, drag it backwards, Control D, go back forward, and then grab both. We're gonna do a surface loft. Okay, and delete that. Okay, and that's when we go create ribbon. All right, that's gonna be our other ribbon. Just the same process. If it's easier, we can grab one of the joints, hit F here in the outliner, and we can go grab all these lower lips, right? And in the skin, we do rigging, skin, and added influence, add influence. All right, cool. Now it's time to do the weighting. Okay, the weighting is probably gonna be the hardest thing to do here. Okay. So what you do, because the mouse is not moved yet, so it's hard to judge if your weighting is correct. What I'm going to do here is open those two ribbon rig group, grab the AC groups, Control 1 to isolate. I'm going to grab the bottom ACs, these guys, give them a keyframe here on frame 0 and frame 20. I'm going to drag them down, maybe use the word coordinate. Okay. Alright. And the same thing goes for these guys. So back to frame 1, give them a keyframe, frame 20, drag them up. Okay. So that way we have some animation we can work with. Right. See what's going on here. And then I don't even need to see those controllers for now. So let me go ahead and hide them. Okay. And also I don't need to see those guys either, just temporarily. Right. Just the joints. Let me go grab all the. Actually, one more thing I kind of wanted to do first is go to the edge mode and double click on this edge. Holding down Control and right mouse button to face two faces, and Control right mouse button, grow selection, grow. And hit G button a few times until you reaches a lot of polygons, and then Control 1 to isolate that piece. Let me deselect that part. Control 1 again. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna grab all the joints on the lip. That's these guys, and then face mode, and holding down Shift to add select those guys. Control 1 twice to isolate the pieces I'm now currently interested in, right? The lip and the lip joints. The animation should be there. Alright, and then let's go ahead and paint the skin weighting. Okay, don't need that anymore. We can put this guy over here. Okay, and make the list longer. So grab the lip, and I believe we have the other lip. Okay, so now it's time to start doing the weighting. We can go through the animation a little bit more, and then go start from the middle one here. Right, start giving it some weighting. Okay. You can see the reason we have animation is, again, it's easier to go through the animation and see the deformation, right? Right, so I'm gonna gradually add some weighting to this middle guy here. So it should take care of this line, this loop, but make sure that you also rotate to the back and take care of that point on the bottom. So another important thing, right? You have to take care of both sides of the lip, the outside and the inside. So the weight painting of the lip is going to be the hardest to do on the face, just because the complexity here, like inside, outside, and that's why I'm kind of like isolating those geometry and joints so that I can see stuff clearly. So this one will take over that. Okay. So because again we have the same amount of joints to the same amount of edges, right? So that way, when we're painting the weighting, it's very easy. Just one joint for one edge loop. Okay. Here. Again, if you have a tablet, use the tablet. It's much more convenient. You can use the pressure sensitivity to define how much weighting you're applying. Even though your value here is 1, you're still able to gradually add weighting. To me, that's kind of like a must-have. Otherwise, it's just much harder to paint weighting, for me at least. Anyway, so yeah, just one more loop over here. Okay. And one more guy. Oops. Have to be careful. Don't make it go control anything above, right? Just the bottom lip. Okay, a little bit more here. Okay, make sure that you also give it full control, at least on those loops that's on the lip, and the others gradually have some weighting. Right, you can smooth that out. So it will be better to go back and make sure that's what's happening. Alright, there's one last guy here. Will take care of the one last loop on the bottom. Again, be careful. We will smooth those guys out, but we start with clean and cut it dry and clean, right? And you just have the one joint to take care of one loop. That way, when you smooth them, it's also very clean. Again, don't forget the inside. All right, now going back to the top. When you're done with one loop, I mean one of the lips, the other lip is easier because they're already separated, right? Just go through it real quick. That's this one. Yeah. So weight painting is, generally speaking, difficult for students for some reason. I think it's just maybe they don't really have that much experience to see what's good or what's not. But in this setup, you just try to do two things, right? Make sure you paint the weighting for the red part, and make sure that they're clean, right? They're not like doing this, right? Just do whatever they're doing and have some gradually fade it out, kind of like weighting, and that's all you have to do. I don't think it's that difficult, but I see a lot of problem students are having. Don't quite sure why, but just pen weighting, right? Just draw on the lines. Okay. All right, so some smoothing there. Well, you do need some tweaking, but it's not that bad. When you're familiar with that, with the weighting process, I don't think it's that bad. But yeah, I believe I do have trouble with it when I was doing it, when I was learning it. So yeah. Anyway, so when that is done, I'll go back to frame 1 again. Let's do a skin and mirror skin weight, or mirroring from positive to negative, and apply. All right, cool. So that's the basic skin weighting. Let's move on to the next video and we can talk about how we could refine the weighting a little bit more. You can see it's not doing very good down there, right? And then we can talk about how do we make it follow the jaw movement. Okay, see you next time.